All right, good people, welcome to the channel. Main One Collector coming at you with another video. So on this Friday, Hasbro dropped a Fanstream and gave us some new Marvel Legends to look at. You know, some I was enthused at, some not too much, but let's take a look at the figures and share some thoughts about it. So let's take a look. All right, now they say you should save the best for last, but you know what, bump that. I'm going to look at the best figure first from this fan stream, and that's going to be the Maximum Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure. Now, the pre-order is going to open up for him on February 13th at 1 p.m. from Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. So just in time for Valentine's Day if your lady needs a new figure. And Hasbro has definitely upped the ante on this Spider-Man figure. This looks like it's going to be the definitive Marvel Legend figure of Spider-Man for your collection. And he's coming in with 35 points of articulation. And, you know, that adds up to a lot of posing. As you can see from the pics, those poses that they got him in are straight from the comic book, you know, and it doesn't look like, you know, there's not a pose that he can't hit. So I'm, you know, looking forward to this. Now, that figure is coming with 20 accessories. He's got an alternate Peter Parker head, an alternate Spider-Sense head with the removable tingle effect. He's got 2 hands in the twip pose, 2 hands launching webs, 2 wall crawling hands, 2 hands with the revealed web shooters, 2 web slinger hands that can grip the 2 web lines that are over 9 inches. He's got the backpack, a web shield, and you know that could peg onto the figure's arm. And he's got a web snare and web blast effect and a hinged web display stand. It definitely looks like Hasbro is tired of other companies stealing their thunder when it comes to the Spider-Man figures. You know, I'm looking at the box. It looks very Mafex-like, you know, basically down to the posing, the flexibility, the articulation, the accessories. You know, it looks like they're trying to knock it out the box with this one. And, you know, you might not want another Spider-Man figure. This might be the one. Now, the only problem is the pricing. They didn't announce any price for it. And, you know, the fanboys are speculating online that he's going to come in at a retail of $50. And, you know, I don't know if anybody, you know, well, you know what, bump that. The people are going to pay for it. You know, this is a super Spider-Man figure. And, you know, I can't see some fans not doing anything possible to get this figure. And next up is going to be the Spider-Man No Way Home Electro figure from Hasbro. Now the pre-orders for him open up on January 30th at 1 p.m. Now this figure isn't a bad looking figure, and I'm really digging the electric lightning effects. But, you know, the problem I have is with that face. You know, is that Jamie Foxx's face or likeness up under that lightning mask? You know, it's clear to me that they probably couldn't secure the rights to his likeness. Or maybe Jamie wanted some more money, you know, and played hardball. But he's coming in at retail $34.99, and at that price with no likeness of Jamie Foxx, I could probably wait for it, and this figure probably will go on sale. And next up, I think this figure I probably have the most disappointment for. And it's not that it's a bad looking figure. I actually do want it, but you know, it's going to be the Marvel Legends Target exclusive Jean Grey X Factor figure. And, you know, she's going to be in pre-ordered for spring of 2025 at a retail of $24.99 from Target. They don't have an exact date yet. And that's my problem with these Target pre-orders. You know, you don't know when the date is coming. They'll announce it. Then you're going to try to get online. It's going to sell out like in 2 minutes and you can't get the figure. So it's going to be very difficult. Already I can see it. I'm projecting. It's going to be very hard to get this figure. And I don't understand, why would they put her on a retro card? You drop the X Factor Cyclops figure in the Build-A-Wave. And, you know, if you're an inbox collector and you want to pair the Cyclops up on your wall with the Jean Grey, you know, the card in the box just doesn't match together. Then on top of that, they left the boots off of Jean Grey. You know, she's got like a solid suit going down the legs, you know, no boots. And, you know, that doesn't even match up with the picture art from the card. So I don't understand what's going on there. And, you know, just the fact that it's a Target exclusive is going to be difficult. I'm really upset, you know. So I don't know. I'll see if I can get it. If not, you know, I'll just have to do with the secondary market that blows. All right, now next up is going to be this entire wave, and it's going to be the mini comic wave. And I'm a little confused by this. You know, they were touting this pretty hard in the Fanstream, you know, oh, it comes with the mini comic. Like I don't think anybody asked for that. It's a cool accessory, no doubt. But, you know, I remember when my Marvel Legends actually came with a full-size readable comic book, you know, and obviously with the cost cuts, you know, those days might be over. You know, this almost looks like you're trying to go a little on McFarlane's page punchers, you know, and try to give something similar to a comic book without absorbing that cost. But, you know, I don't know. But let's take a look at the figures. So the first one up is going to be the Adam Warlock. And, you know, it's a detailed appearance of him from the Infinity Gauntlet, which is cool. You know, he's got opposable head, arms. He's got 5 accessories. He's got alternate hands, his staff, and the Infinity Gauntlet. Now, the only thing about that Infinity Gauntlet, looks a little skimpy, looks kind of skinny. I don't know, looks like a glove, you know, just a regular glove. But, you know, the Adam Warlock does look pretty cool. Next up is the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man #1, you know, based off his comic book appearance from that book. And, you know, he's coming in superposable. It's got 5 accessories, 3 alternate hands, alternate mask head, and that comic book accessory. Woohoo! Now, the problem I have with Miles is that he looks pretty, you know, like slim. He looks tiny. You know, the figure actually looks like he might be undersized. And, you know, I saw the figure from the back, and I don't know, that hip articulation just looks a little off. Next up is the Marvel Legends Ultimate Iron Man. Now, I actually kind of like the look of this figure. You know, he's not a slimmed down, looks like the armor's painted on. That actually looks like, you know, how a guy in a suit of armor would look. You know, it's pretty big and clunky. So I actually do like that. The only problem I have, no Tony Stark head. He gave 5 accessories, full alternate hands, you know, in that comic book accessory. You know, I would have preferred a Tony Stark head. You know, this actually does look good figure, but I could probably wait on it. All right, now the next up is going to be the Marvel Legends Rom, the Space Knight figure. Now, you know, I am kind of excited to see Rom back. You know, I remember the Rom comic books. I used to read those when I was a kid, and I am actually old enough to remember that toy floating around the Parker Brothers, you know, Rom figure. And if you're trying to look for one of those from back in the day, man, they're going for a grip on eBay. You know, I can't even possibly think of snatching one of those old bad boys. But, you know, this new figure is out. You know, Rom is making his debut in Marvel Legend form, and he looks great. And he's actually going to be on a retro card back. And, you know, I'm digging this figure. You know, he's coming in with the neutralizer, you know, to banish those dire rafts back to Limbo. And, you know, this looks like a cool figure, and maybe we could see more figures from Rom. Next up is going to be Banshee. And, you know, I don't think the Banshee is a bad looking figure. It's just sometimes I feel like Banshee is a good throw in a box set figure, you know. And, you know, he's coming in off of his look from Marvel's Giant Size X-Men #1. So, you know, it probably would have been dope if maybe you would have started making 3 packs of that team and he was throwing in there something similar like how you did with the Jim Lee set. But, you know, I just don't know if this figure's strong enough by itself, if people are actually going to be looking for it. You know, I could probably wait till he goes on sale. Next up, we have the Marvel Legends Daken Wolverine figure. And, you know, he's detailed to look like the character's appearance from the Marvel Dark Avengers. And, you know, we haven't had a Daken figure in quite a while, you know, so he was pretty much due for a update. And I'm digging the fact that he's coming in with his alternate head. And, you know, this is definitely going to be a figure that I'm looking for. So Daken's on my list. So there you have it, good people. That's the entire mini comic book wave. And that goes on pre-order for February 6th at 1 p.m. From Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, and coming in at $24.99. Now, you know, this Fanstream event was not bad. I'm 50-50 on it. You know, Daken and Rom is on the list. I'll try to snatch Jean Grey, but that Spider-Man is where it's at. You know, I'm just hoping that we don't get hit with that dreaded Spider-Man tax too bad. And let me know in the comments what you're looking for. and you know how many of those Spider-Mans you plan on pre-ordering. That's my time, people. Main one out.